Hi, I'm Vivian Guzman, and welcome to Dishin It. On today's episode, I'm so excited to share with you Jen Hargrave. She's the nation's leading behavioral authority, body language expert, and trial consultant. You may have seen her on TV. She's been on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, E! Entertainment, The Steve Harvey Show, and that's just to name a few. But what I love the most about her is her heart. So today, we're gonna make her mommy's shrimp and chicken gumbo. We're gonna talk and share stories, and maybe we'll learn a tip or two. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Dishin It. I'm Vivian Guzman. Life hasn't always been easy. I have felt alone, displaced, like an outsider. The world needs a place of belonging, which is why I created Dishin It. On Dishin It, I cook foods from around the world. My guests share their stories, and we inspire the world. Welcome to Dishin It. Hi! Welcome to Dishin It, Jen Hargrave.
Welcome to me. I'm so excited to be here and to cook with you.
Look what I'm wearing.
I see the pink glasses, all of me, Jan Hargrave.
Thank you for my glasses.
And we can look just alike.
I love it. I love that we're twinning.
You know what, in a sense, isn't it good to see the world through rose-colored glasses? So then this enables me to do it a little bit, and then when people get my glasses, when I sit in a pair, they have fun when they have them on, they feel more frivolous. Look what I'm wearing in honor of you, you see?
I
have my Mardi Gras beads.
Mardi Gras beads.
These are beads that I got on the streets in Louisiana.
Did you really earn your stripes with those beads?
I earned all of my stripes with these beads. You're correct. Everybody in Louisiana earns stripes with their beads.
That's what I'm talking about. You're making with me today your mommy's recipe, your shrimp and chicken gumbo.
Yes. And look, my mom was the best cook. I mean, she could rustle up a gumbo like this because my dad loved gumbo. And so even if it was late in the afternoon and he'd say, oh, Wanda, her name was Wanda, he said, I'd really like a good gumbo. I mean, Mama would just rattle those pots and she could get that gumbo going.
Told me that it's supposed to look more like a caramel. Is that the color?
Okay. So you see, I would probably do it darker.
Really?
Because I do it pretty much. Mama tends to want to do it the color almost of chocolate fudge.
So how long does it take for it to?
It could almost take an hour, but it has to be slow, a slow fire, and get it to be almost the color. But you have a good color because then it makes you look like it looks like the gumbo that I would see in a typical New Orleans restaurant down on Bourbon Street. Hey, no, but if you put the right ingredients in. I mean, the flavor of the chicken and the flavor of the shrimp is just, and you know, we always called gumbo, we called it Cajun penicillin. Because if anybody ever got sick, somebody would say, oh, just eat a gumbo. Because it seemed like it just cured you of all of your ills. If we had a cold, we had a fever, we had a flu, Mom always made a good pot of gumbo, and once we ate that gumbo, we felt so good. In fact, that is the way I got Cecil to fall in love with me. Because I was out dancing one night, and Cecil was out dancing one night. We didn't know each other, we became friends. And then I asked him over for dinner. And when he came over for dinner, I fed him gumbo. You know, I had made gumbo and rice and potato salad. And he never left me alone after that because I think he fell in love with the gumbo. But little did he know that gumbo that he ate was my mom's gumbo that she had made and frozen for me. I just made him think I had cooked it.
You just whipped that out just like that. No big deal. I just happened to make it in 1 second.
So Vivian, he fell in love with me for my gumbo. Little did he know it was Mama's gumbo. So then the next time he asked for gumbo, I had to call my mom and say, Mom, I gotta come home and get some packs of gumbo because this man's fixing to fall in love with me and I have to keep eating this. So then we finally told him, and then every time he went home, Mom would make him the best gumbo because she made a good gumbo.
Let's make the gumbo, baby.
Hey, let's make gumbo.
I'm gonna go ahead and put some olive oil in the bottom of the pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the green bell peppers. It's almost a cup. And I'm gonna go ahead and put about a half a cup of the green onions.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add your roux.
So then you saute those onions and bell pepper and saute the onions and bell pepper, for quite a while. They can't burn, but they have to wilt somewhat. Good, Vivian. You're a good student. I feel like what is his name in New Orleans? A good Emerald. I feel like Emerald got
amazing.
So then, it cooks for about, I would say, almost 35, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour with your chicken in there too.
Right.
So then you bring it to a boil, you saute that, bring it to a boil. It's not that hard to make, really, gumbo.
It really isn't. And then it's just all the flavors just keep amplifying as,
Yes.
We're gonna wait a little bit and then I'll add the shrimp.
Beautiful shrimp.
So, is there such a thing as having some body language that we can understand about people's behavior when they're eating or when they're on a date?
Well, you've heard that old saying, actions speak louder than words. So people usually tell things that they're feeling inside through their nonverbals, because words give information about what's going on in your brain, but all of your actions gives out information about your feelings and your emotions. I think you always need to trust the body language more than you would trust the actual wording they're saying. So actions speak louder than words. 55% of our communication is nonverbal, 55%. So that is why when you first see someone, you say, do I like them, or do I trust them, or do I want to have a conversation with them? 38% of a person's communication simply comes from voice inflection. Just when your voice goes up or down, and you're really good about that, it gets people interested in what you're saying, and it's not so monotone. So our voice inflection is a really big part of our conversation. It's 38%. And then only 7% of the communication we send out does come from the words that we say. So 7% is words, and 93% is either voice inflection or hand motions. And you know what, Vivian, it's really good to see someone's hands, because hands, when you can see someone's hands as they're speaking, they get to trust you faster.
Well, it's so funny because I'm already from Brooklyn, and I grew up with a lot of Italians around me in Bensonhurst, so we tend to really just have this. And I remember so many times even going to auditions, when I started to go out for auditions after I graduated and got my degree in broadcasting, people would always say that I'm too big almost, that I'm so expressive, and then my hands, and I needed to control it a little bit more, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is that too, I teach people that hands let me see the delicateness about your little personality. Because I would hate to have a conversation with someone and I could never see their hands.
So in a Zoom meeting, right?
Right.
What is the appropriate body language that one should comport oneself with?
So in March, when all of this happened, when COVID happened, I thought, how will people use nonverbal communication? Because I had been used to traveling and getting in front of an audience and speaking. So then I had to put my thinking cap on and go through all of my research and see how could I better teach how people could use nonverbal communication effectively on a virtual screen. And I found that I can almost read someone better virtually than I can when they're in person, because if I'm in a meeting with you, I'm trying to watch where your hands are, where your feet are, where your shoulders are. And so then I came up with what I call the triple threat method: how to use your face effectively, how to use your shoulders effectively, and how to use your hands effectively when you're in these virtual conversations. So it's been really effective for me, and companies now, because we're having so many virtual conversations, are calling me and saying, Jan, okay, what should I do with my hands? What should I do with my arms and my eyes? A majority of our gestures, our facial expressions are up here, in this part of our face, because if I smile genuinely, the eyes tend to crinkle. So a real smile involves the whole face. A fake smile is just like this. There is a way when you listen to the voice, if you watch the eyes, and also crinkles in the forehead here. When someone's really serious, of course, the eyebrows will go down. So once you understand enough about facial language, you can probably almost figure out what someone's thinking. Then I teach people that the shoulders need to be exactly straight when they're talking, because unevenness of shoulders is indecisiveness of person. So if I stayed like this too long in a conversation, it's indecisiveness in me. So I teach people, just square your shoulders, face up front. It's called belly button to belly button. When my belly button's looking at your belly button, then I'm giving you really good attention and eye contact. And then I teach them, maybe some gestures they can do with their hands. So when someone does this gesture, my fingertips together and relax, kind of like a relaxed prayer, but it's not really praying, it's like this. It's called a steeple gesture in body language, and steepling is one of the largest gestures of confidence that I could ever teach a group of people. So people, when they're talking about something, they feel comfortable and confident with it, they're probably going to do this gesture every now and then. Even this, when I'm doing this and I'm not touching my fingers at all, This is called a goalpost steeple. See what I'm doing here? So I might be explaining something. My hands are in the form of a steeple. They're not touching, but anytime you see this formation, it's always associated with the level of confidence. Even someone sitting there with their thumbs this way, even someone sitting there with their fingertips this way, even someone in this position. Anytime you see a steeple gesture, it's always associated with a level of confidence.
I'm going to go ahead and show you what this gorgeous gumbo looks like so far.
Yeah, let it just boil.
So take a look at the plated version.
Oh, I love it, Vivian. Did you taste it?
I'm gonna taste it right now, baby.
Oh, I'd love a bite with you.
I wish you were here with me. It smells so good. Mm. It's tasty. It's simple.
Yeah.
So now since the pandemic, how has your life changed?
God, the thing is that I'm kind of getting spoiled, Vivian. I love being at home now. And I see though that every day I get up and put on my makeup because something's going to happen that day. I'm going to be interviewed for some show or someone wants some information about it, which I'm really thrilled about because isn't it kind of comfortable to be at your own speed now and wake up in your own house? How are you liking it?
I'm loving every minute of it. It's given me an opportunity to like hone my skills,
right.
And I'm taking other courses and I'm kind of always keeping the mind active. So it's really helpful.
Yes, I'm almost busier now than before this happened. You know, in the past I was, busy getting on an airplane, coming back home. And so now I can actually sit and read and then study and then add more and more to my speech. And I think what's happening now is companies are realizing we're probably not going to go back to in-person meetings for the rest of this year. And so because of that, people are starting to call and they're saying, come on, Jane, we need some training here. So I'm totally enjoying it. I'm in the process now of doing a home in Louisiana. It was my mom's home, so I'm redoing that. And so I'm putting a lot of antiques in there. Do you like antiques, Vivian?
I love antiques. In fact, I'm going to move this here so you can take a look. Anthony doesn't want me to do it, but I want to. Look at that guy over there. And look at this chair over here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
This one here is mommy's, his mommy's actual chair. And there's the boy chair, which is that one over there. And those chairs, I reupholstered them. So I've had a lot of little projects also. It took me forever to settle down and do this work, but I got the fabric, I got a reupholsterer, and I got it done. And so it's really exciting.
That settee is out of this world.
I got it on eBay.
Oh, you got it on eBay?
Yep.
I'm kind of worried about getting, I love on Saturdays, I'll go to antique stores and look for things. And that's been my joy. During the day I work and I produce or I'm doing this speech. And then in the evenings, I'm looking at Pinterest. I love it. I just have absolute desire for doing it now. And I hadn't been interested in decorating for years when, a couple of years ago when Mama passed away. And then I got that home in Louisiana. It's a French country home on a farm. And then I really got into this beautiful aspect of decorating and I'm loving it. I'm just loving it.
I love it. I love every minute of this. I don't know what you can share as a tip or as an advice for somebody who might be overwhelmed in this time of pandemic and how you can offer some expert advice.
Well, you know what I seem to think to tell people and that I do, just keep pushing and keep your head knowing where you want to go. And when you have a clear definition of knowing where you want to go, now is your time. If you need to do some extra research, you need to do some extra schooling, now's your time to do it. Hone in on a skill, get a hobby that you like and really let it maybe make money for you if eventually you want to do that. But I think I think knowledge is power. So the more that you learn, the more that you study, the more school you have underneath your belt, experiences you have with people, the better off you will be when this will be all over.
Well, I know that everything that you offered today was great tips for success. It shows what an expert and how successful you are. And I'm just so grateful that you took time today to be with me and to cook and share some beautiful stories of how you came across your shrimp gumbo. And I hope that everybody who's watching is inspired and may have learned something from you. I will put your information so people can follow you. And one of the things that I like to share on Dishin It is that I really love to encourage people to have the courage to take a chance in the pursuit of their dreams, to celebrate love, inclusion, and diversity. So thank you for being a part of Dishin It today.
Oh, you're welcome. And look, Coco Girl says hi too. Coco girl.
I love Coco girl. Bye, Coco girl.
Coco girl.
Coco girl. Coco girl.
You can be her aunt. You can be Coco girl's aunt. Coco's Aunt Vivian. She's excited.
Well, I'm excited and I can't wait to have you here one of these days in my home. I will feed you, love you, and we'll be girly and have wine and I'll wear pink just for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was fun. Here's to you.
Cheers to you, baby.